nobody really wakes up and suddenly feel like they're ready for something, right? They are only ready because they decide to take the lead. Think about it, but don't be too afraid, because if anything, when you're there, you're like, wow, I'm here already, right? Well, previously, I was actually a math teacher. I was teaching for about 6 years.
What was your decision not to teach math anymore?
Well, to be very honest, actually, I do find it a very meaningful job. I still do.
Okay.
But you see, when you think about a career, there are many aspects to it, and there was just this point in time when COVID first started in 2020, early 2020, when I was just really reflecting, and then there were so many changes. We had to suddenly do a lot of online teaching and things like that. I was like really asking myself, is this where I see myself in, for the next 10 years or so? Do I want to be in the same career for that long? And I had a lot of these questions, even though technically I like my job, I love my job, and I found it very, very meaningful.
Yeah.
But then I realized, there's a difference between being competent at what you're doing and doing something that energizes you a lot. And I realized that in my line of work previously, it was really draining a lot of my energy. As much as I felt that, I love helping those kids, I like communicating with them. Yeah, so I dug deeper into, what are some of the things that I actually enjoy in my job. Like maybe those are the things that will still want to make me stay, right? So when I start looking at it, I realized, hey, it's not so much about the teaching and telling students what are these theories about. A lot of times it's the human interaction with the students that I enjoy. It is the events that I plan with the students, those that are very experiential in nature. And at that point in time also, the school was doing a lot of science, technology, education. And those were the lessons I really enjoyed giving. Yeah, so it made me think very deeply, will I regret, if I stayed in that line? And I think the answer was pretty clear to me.
Right.
Yeah, I really want to try something else.
Right. So you decided to leave the profession and did this mid-career transition into UX. Why UX?
Yeah, so like I shared with you earlier on, right? When I examined what I really liked and what brings me a lot of energy in teaching, a lot were the very experiential, very hands-on things. I read up different articles, and then I saw there was this article that describes what UX design is about, and the more I read about it, the more it spoke to me. And I was like, hey, this is where I want to be, because it's so meaningful, first of all. Secondly, it has that variety that I like. In UX design, you get to do things from research, you get to solve problems, come up with a lot of ideas, implement them, design them. There's this whole thought process and flow involved that I thought would be very suitable for me.
UX. So what made you decide to come to CuriousCore to take that UX CA course?
I wanted to find a place which can, suit my needs, because firstly, I don't have any design background at all. I needed someone to bring me up to that level. Right. And what I really liked about CuriousCore is I noticed that the way they approach their education per se is through coaching means. Yeah, and being a teacher, I know what are the benefits of that, right? And just to share with you, coaching is more when a coach puts the level down to the student, and a lot of focus is on the student's needs. Yeah, rather than just telling you the UX skill number 1 is like that, number 2 is like that. What I experienced, in fact, in CuriousCore was to the effect of, you're facing this problem, right, in your project. instead of telling us the answer directly, they help us to guide our own thinking, to help question ourselves, to move ahead. So I thought that was much more empowering than just going to like any UX course. So that's one. And the other reason why I decided on CuriousCore was because they offered real life opportunities to work with real companies on the projects. Nobody really wakes up and suddenly feel like they're ready for something, right? They are only ready because they decide to take the lead. So trying to question about what is it that I do not want myself to regret, and making a career change, trying to experience something different, something new is one of those. Think about it, but don't be too afraid, because if anything, when you're there, you're like, wow, I'm here already, right? It's been a year actually. Yeah.
How's it
I'm
been?
a UI UX designer. So far it's been great. I've gained a lot of, I would say, learnings every day. I feel like every day I'm learning something new. Not just from doing the work itself, but from the people, the co-workers that I interact with. Yeah, so I dare say it's very fulfilling even up till now.
So what would you say would be the qualities of a good UX designer?
Qualities. Okay, definitely the attitude to keep learning. The growth mindset is really about a mindset, because I realized that while I did not have a design background, right, those were the things that I was very willing to learn, and I picked that up on my own time. The second thing is also the communication skills. I actually think that's very important. There were so many times that in my job I had to present ideas, share about the reason why we choose this option, and trying to be an advocate actually for the users. Yeah, so there's a lot of this kind of nuance that you have to pick up when doing UX also.
You've managed to gain knowledge, experience, studying, and get right here at CuriousCore. So maybe you want to tell us, if we are thinking of coming here, why CuriousCore?
Firstly, CuriousCore offers a very special mentorship kind of opportunity, in that they give you the environment where you can speak to actual practitioners, can learn from them. In fact, I think one of the things that helped me a lot were the mock interviews. Yes, and we actually have portfolio review sessions with people who are actually in the industry, and I had very, very good and specific insights from that. Yeah, so in terms of career preparation, I think that would be one of the strongest differentiator that CuriousScore has. At the time when I was learning in CuriousCore, there was an instructor, Dalen, super knowledgeable, I will tell you, and I like that his focus is not just about like design. He really teaches you about the mindset, and the talks that he gave and the conversations that he makes makes you feel very empowered to do things. Yeah, so I really like that, and he really takes each of the curriculum, not just like by the book, right? He sees what on that day, the students needs, and then he might just like pick a framework and then talk about it.
So I hear that CuriousCore has an alumni, right? There's a community of tech and design people. So what are your thoughts on that?
I think it's very interesting, because not many institutions, keep that sort of community and like sustained growth, even for the alumni. So up to now, I sometimes receive, notifications like, hey, there's this like job listing and whatnot.
What an inspiring story. And it's just one out of 5 stories of personal growth. Catch them all on CuriousCore's YouTube channel. Now, if you want to find out more about the world of UI and UX, you can always jump straight to the exclusive interview that I did with CuriousCore's founder, Dalen. Just click on the link below. Don't go away. See you on the next episode.